You see Jack State near the bottom at 24. This is their first year in Conference USA. And then we'll take a look at UAB, first year in the American Athletic Conference. The overall record right now 4-1, and picked just above the last slot there. But don't worry about that. A lot of that preseason stuff is how you finished last year.
Yes.
And UAB showing that they have made progress from last year to this year. Already 4 wins and undefeated here at home. Great rivalry, and it's kind of funny. You saw, and I saw the same thing when we saw a couple of these names. But it's Jack State in front, 11-8 when we return.
Studies show that up to 94% of female C-level executives played sports. That's why Bridgestone is partnering with professional football teams across the country to sponsor girls' flag football leagues, bringing new opportunities to those that need it most. Because learning to catch and dodge matters. But learning to lead on the field so you can lead in any field, that's what really matters.
Get your party started for less at Target.
Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer.
The ACC SEC Challenge begins Wednesday at 7:15 on ESPN.
The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus.
Jacksonville State hit their first 5. They've missed their last 3. 11-8, the Gamecocks.
They're playing with a lot of speed right now. That means they have the energy. They're playing with confidence. So they're on a little bit of a scoring drought. Haven't scored anything in the last 2 minutes, but still maintain that 3-point lead here.
Jacksonville State lost their first 3, but Lyndon mentioned their murderer's row there with road games at Auburn, Utah Tech, and Mississippi State.
I mean, come on, that's the gauntlet.
Well, a lot of people are going to go in 3, and they have won their last 2, including a win over an NAIA club. Good defense by DeShields. Comes up with the steal. Backcourt partner Moore. That's Ware. She's got one of the great quick first steps, and now Bershears from long range.
Ware does have a great first step. She's a very quick player, comes on the floor in spurts, and is able to really move the ball well for the Blazers.
Some numbers, and then the pull-up by Moore usually hits that one in transition. Now 2-on-2 for Jacksonville State. Nice feed, and it will lead to a foul.
So you'll have McDaniel going back to the line there. Good pass right there. Obviously, Walsh, way taller than her. Going to see McDaniel, who had the one-on-one with DeShields. So that's what you call, knowing your size, knowing the good matchup there. And it ended up working in JSU's favor. Didn't get the basket, but gets a chance to get some points.
Brooklyn McDaniel is 8 out of 11 from the free throw line. Played her high school ball at Cleburne County High School. Again, schools that Lyndon and I covered during our championship week at the BJCC.
There's nothing like championship week here in Birmingham. The Super 7, I love it. The finals.
0 for 2. Ware. And all 3 guards now in the lineup. 3 girls who can really play the point. Smaller lineup for Randy Norton.
Going smaller, maybe, just trying to match the speed that JSU's playing with right now.
Exactly what I'm thinking. And he's got
UAB only shooting 28% right now, and you have JSU shooting 61%.
And somebody has put a lid on that rim for the Blazers. Transition for the Gamecocks.
And that'll be JSU ball again. Like I said, JSU just seems like they're playing with that energy that we have something to prove. And when you see, tips go, you have 3 UAB defenders there under the goal, and no one can grab the ball and hold on to it. Just got to tighten things up a little bit here while the game's still early on.
Randy Norton going back to his bench. Here's a steal by Ware. 1-on-1, draws the foul and hits the bucket.
And that is exactly what they needed. They had their guards in to play fast, and Ware able to get that steal, keep control of the ball, and what a finish there at the bucket. Another look at that steal, comes down, able to gain control, goes up strong, finds the back of the glass, and able to get another point out of it.
3-point play, Desiree Ware. Randy Norton, by the way, sticks with 3 guards, Lyndon. He now has Genevieve Wiedemeyer in there.
You're a big fan of Wiedemeyer here in her first year in Birmingham.
Sweet girl. All the way from Hamburg, Germany. There was a pit stop in Connecticut. 2 years at a prep school, but a girl who has English as her 3rd language. I'm trying to master it as my first.
Same.
And she can play. There's Wiedemeyer with some moves and travels.
Too many moves on that one.
Yeah, little one too many. But again, 3 guards and 2 post players. Randy Norton doesn't typically go with this alignment, but he's recognizing the speed of this Jacksonville State club. 13 seconds left to go. A steal. And UAB will get the ball in one last shot at 12 seconds.
Again, great effort there by Ware. Not one of the starters for the Blazers, but she is coming in right now and giving it her all. Able to get another ball away from JSU there to give them that last chance to score.
6 to shoot for Mia Moore. All the way, and she draws the whistle with 4.8 seconds left to go. Jazz Spencer picks up her 2nd foul of the first quarter. Mia Moore has 2 shots coming. It was a shooting foul. Free throws this year, no problem. 21 out of 24. And you love when your star players, especially someone who's going to have the ball in their hands, you love when they're a 75, 80% free throw shooter or better. This is 1 out of 2. 4 seconds to shoot for Jacksonville State. Then a costly turnover with 1.8. And UAB will have the ball in the front court and a chance to steal 2 points.
And coach is not happy about it.
Who curls? Walsh, a little bit too high for her. That'll end the first quarter. Wiedemeyer's pass a little too high. And a good start for the visiting Jacksonville State Gamecocks. They put 17 on the board. 17 to 12, Jacksonville State in this. Jacksonville State in that first quarter. 8 out of 15.
Shooting 53% compared to UAB's 31%. They're also out rebounding UAB 13 to 6. So right now, just overall
0 for 11 from behind the arc.
So not seeing the 3-point, contest. I do want to point out though that Samaya Steele, she just missed that 3-pointer. One of the times she played for a state championship for Hazel Green was in Bartow when they were renovating Legacy. I do believe that was back in the 2020 or 2021 season. So she's been in here before.
Steele also started 27 games last year for Alabama State. So she transferred after 1 year in Montgomery.
A little closer to home.
Starting lineup back on the court for the Blazers. Brashears again loose underneath. Another miss. This time she draws a foul from Brianna Rhodes.
I think that's the 4th time they've run that play. and every time come up empty, but at least, as you mentioned, this time a foul's drawn, which is right now when teams aren't shooting that well from behind the three. This is another way to get some points.
Shears, by the way, you could tell she practices her free throws with her family in Fort Smith, Arkansas. She's now 12 out of 13 on the season. Some pressure for UAB. And it should and will lead to a jump. And it will be UAB possession, so a three could tie this game.
McDaniel, though, showing, I mean, she came to play. She was all over that ball, too. Good job by JSU's defense, trapping the Shields there.
Walsh had the mid-range, turned it down. Mia Moore with a high arcing shot. And a rebound, far side.
Yeah, kudos again, though, that Gamecock defense. I mean, they're really making UAB have to panic and go to their different options.
But she's going to go to the free throw line and try to make it a three-point play. So a big run here for the Blazers. UAB 4 for their last 4 from the floor. And that will get us a whistle and a timeout, media timeout. 6:29 remaining, and the Blazers have their first lead. They're up by 5 when we come back.
Studies show that up to 94% of female C-level executives played sports. That's why Bridgestone is partnering with professional football teams across the country to sponsor girls' flag football leagues, bringing new opportunities to those that need it most. Because learning to catch and dodge matters. But learning to lead on the field so you can lead in any field, that's what really matters.
I'm Andrea, founder of a boutique handbag brand, Andy, and this is why I switched to Shopify. It's the challenges that we don't expect, like a site going down or the checkout wouldn't work. What's nice about Shopify is when I'm with my family, when I'm taking time off, knowing that I have a site up and running and our business is moving forward because we have a platform that we can rely on, that is gold to us. Start your free trial with Shopify today.
It's in-season tournament time. It's NBA on ESPN time.
Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus.
Blazers lead by 5. You take a look at Mia Moore, who's leading the Blazers in scoring. She averages 20, and she's got 7. But Lyndon, she's a dual threat, both on and off the court.
Oh, yeah, watch out. Mia Moore making the AAC honor roll for the second time this season. And this season really just got started a month ago, so that's incredible. Prime example of a student athlete shooting 59% when she's in the game, and then obviously making the grades, doing the work in the classroom, and one of the team leaders. Gotta love to see it. A+ for me, Kurt.
Yeah, and we have talked about, started her career at Mississippi State. Very limited action because of knee injuries, and it looks like she has found a home here at Bartow. Moffitt on the foul.
And again, that's Rhodes just playing tough down there at the basket, going in there, getting that rebound, trying to get back up there. And Moffitt, did you like that? Did you see how she just squeezed her hands in frustration?
She got beat to the spot. That's what happened. Here's a corner three. They have not hit a three yet. Gamecocks and the Blazers are empty from outside. Maddie Walsh on the back end of the defense there, giving DeShields a chance to run. Walsh has also, in the last few games, played well offensively. She'll pick up a turnover here. You and I were talking last game about she's become a good third option for the Blazers after the two guards.
Mm-hmm. She has had 3 good scoring games. No points right now, but still young into it. We really haven't seen many people besides DeShields get going on the UAB offense. But very nice to have because she's going to be a starter. And when you have that third option there, really helpful.
Last 4 games for Walsh, 7, 6, 8, and 10, coming off of a 10-point performance versus Valpo. Asen will pick up a loose ball foul after getting off to a terrific start, especially shooting-wise. Jack State has gone cold here. And again, the two teams right now, Linden 0 for 14 from outside. Jack State 0 for 8. Off balance. Look at that.
Wow.
Great rebound. Here's Ware. And Ware, her first step is so quick. But she picked up her feet that time. But you're impressed by Mia Moore. Look, we talked about it already. She averages 8 rebounds a game from the guard position.
That is incredible. Right now, she already has 4 rebounds. 4 rebounds with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. She plays hard.
One more 3, and that didn't even come close.
Yeah, that one was not good.
Moffitt and Ware. Ware will try to hit the game's.
Studies show that up to 94% of female C-level executives played sports. That's why Bridgestone is partnering with professional football teams across the country to sponsor girls' flag football leagues, bringing new opportunities to those that need it most. Because learning to catch and dodge matters. But learning to lead on the field so you can lead in any field, that's what really matters.
Popeye's new chicken wings make no sense. Marinated in Louisiana spices, hand battered and flipped, and then we have the audacity to call all 5 flavors fast food? Someone should really say something or order something.
Get your party started for less at Target.
When someone is injured by a large truck, Colombo Law is the law firm people call. Hurt by a truck? Call Colombo Law.
All right, Lyndon, by the way, we are live, okay? So
Okay.
whether you're talking into your cough mic or not. But,
I thought it was the cough mic.
All right, those guys right there will be taking on McNeese State tomorrow, and you'll move from color to the court.
Yeah, I wonder who Tony's talking to on the phone right there. Making some last-minute phone calls. Maybe he's just ordering some pizza for dinner tonight, you know?
And we just saw that block by Weathersby. And I was watching a tape of the UAB Furman game. And you were right there on that side of the court when Yaxel Lendenborg made one of the most astounding plays I've ever seen. Stops a lob, which would have been a dunk, dribbles, and then throws up to Tony, who drains a 3 from the corner. Actually, that might have been Ortiz. But anyways, that being said, it was just a fantastic
Weathersby with the steal
play.
there. Yeah, and that block Weathersby had reminded me of Yax and the performance that he put on. He even had that interception too, Kurt, on that Saturday night where he jumped out of absolutely nowhere. A little Randy Orton RKO out of nowhere.
Back on Monday night.
Right? It is Monday night. But we're here with Randy Norton.
Yeah, that's right, not Orton. And Randy Norton would like to deliver the RKO to Jack State. You know, anytime you can get a reference, wrestling reference, then go ahead and write and do it. 4:10 remaining, third quarter. JSU with possession, up by 2.
Rachel Johnson, known for more of her defensive play, has 8 points on the night so far. She got the 3 points started.
UAB has tried to make a couple of runs, but Jack State have held them off. We're going to take a timeout. 7:07 remaining at Bartow. 4th and final quarter. JSU up by 7.
Hey man, ever since you tried Zesty Hidden Valley Ranch, I feel like you've been a bigger fan of that than the closers.
How could you say that? Ranch time.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only choose my flavor.
Never give up, never back down, never give up.
Studies show that up to 94% of female C-level executives played sports. That's why Bridgestone is partnering with professional football teams across the country to sponsor girls' flag football leagues, bringing new opportunities to those that need it most. Because learning to catch and dodge matters. But learning to lead on the field so you can lead in any field. That's what really matters.
BK Royal Crispy Wraps. Eat it with the meal or have it as a snack. Only $2.99. It's a hunger hack and it fits in one hand. At BK, have it your way.
Get your party started for less at Target.
The visitors out in front, 57-50. Jack State leading UAB at Bartow Arena. The Blazers a perfect 3-0 at home. Jack State has not won a game on the road. They're 0-3. So again, you say that's why you play these games.
At this point, you're at the halfway point of the non-conference schedule, so get as many different looks at as many different teams as you can. And what a good game this has been for JSU to see how they do have other contributors big time that has been able to knock down 7 threes.
Weathersby got fouled. All 6 of her points in this second half. We will get an official timeout. So on the other side of the break, Jade Weathersby will be at the free throw line, shooting 1. Gamecocks up by 3 with less than 5 minutes remaining. Here's Weathersby.
Studies show that up to 94% of female C-level executives played sports. That's why Bridgestone is partnering with professional football teams across the country to sponsor girls' flag football leagues, bringing new opportunities to those that need it most. Because learning to catch and dodge matters. But learning to lead on the field so you can lead in any field. That's what really matters.
Get your party started for less at Target.
Did you see that? Yep. Looks like rain. Also looks like McDelivery. Order McDelivery in the app.
Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer.
It's in-season tournament time. It's NBA on ESPN time.
On ESPN Plus.
Jacksonville State out in front of UAB. 3-point lead. Can they hold that lead? Less than 5 minutes remaining. And they have not won a game on the road, but got a 3-point lead here. Weathersby will be at the free throw line.
I wanted to correct myself. I said they hit 7 second half threes. They've hit 6. So just correction, talking about the Gamecocks.
Weathersby, by the way, an excellent free throw shooter, 82%. Gamecocks up by 2. Lost 3, they've won 2 straight. Elise Harris, handoff. Another possession of significance for the Gamecocks. On the road with the lead.
Barclay trap. Good job there by the Shields.
Big three from the corner, not even close. UAB will be all over the rebound. Ill-advised. I don't think Petrie liked that one.
No, don't think he liked it either, as he almost jumped out of his shoes.
For the lead, no. And Mia Moore will go to the free throw line to try to tie it.
UAB's bench likes that one. Send her, like you said, send your best shooter to the line. They'll take it.
Moore, 2 for the tie. Bingo on the first. 24, her season high 27 in game number 1 against Alabama A&M.
And I do believe this is her 4th game in the row, shooting 20 plus.
Oh, 25. It's her 4th total game. Not in a row, but her 4th total game of 20 or more.
Thanks for having my back, CB.
And she also, as pointed out from the truck, she's got a double-double. But now it's time to defend or offend, depending on who you are. On the floor, arrow goes to UAB.
Here we go.
.127 remaining, tied at 70. Schneringer has been quiet. DeShields has been loud. Kick out. Oh my, turnover right through the midst of Schneringer, and Jack State with 65 seconds remaining in the game. Now they will have a chance to take the lead. Here's that pass.
That may be worse than letting a ground ball go between your legs. Tough break.
Harris is number 5. She's given up a ball, but she's on fire in this game. This is McDaniel off balance, and now Weathersby with the board. UAB cannot take the final shot, and Randy Norton wants to diagram a little better possession than the last one. So both teams were tied at 70. We had about a minute and a half to go. Both teams had a chance to take the lead. Both teams failed. Now back to UAB.
And you mentioned Harris giving up the ball. She saw McDaniel's matchup with the Shields, and she wanted her. She kept saying, go, go. She wanted her to take that. So a missed opportunity there by both teams on McDaniel not being able to make the layup there. And then Schneringer just with that turnover in between her legs. So this is going to come down. Obviously, UAB, there will be more time on the game clock after their shot clock goes off if they can't send it back again. So it's a very important possession for UAB.
You wonder if either club is thinking 3.
I was thinking that, and
what has been successful on the Jack State side is let Elise Harris do whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
And for the Blazers, it's been a dynamic duo in the backcourt of DeShields and Moore driving, getting into the paint.
Yeah, if I'm UAB, I'm not gonna try the 3 ball on this one. I'm gonna do some working, drive the basket, maybe even get a foul.
Tie ball game. Again, you got good free throw shooters. You got really good speed in the backcourt. You would think This is some sort of DeShields or more drive, a blow-by.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're trying to blow by everybody.
Maybe even get a foul. You might win it.
Win it at the free throw line.
And the Blazers, by the way, will have the ball into the front court. It'll be Schneringer on the trigger. And now Rick Petrie. Good timeout, Coach Petrie. He wanted to see how UAB was going to align this thing. Let me get this out before we even start. Typically, but you can't put it in blood, the out-of-bounds thrower, the person who triggers the out-of-bounds, typically gets the ball back and shoots. Schneringer has not had that type of a game unless she's a decoy here, okay? So that is probably not what's going to happen. What I would think, if you got Weathersby down low, obviously you get her, but DeShields and Moore will try to create something in the paint. Here's Schneringer. This is for the win. In and out. No good. We're going to overtime. Oh, what a good look.
That was such a good look, and those shots have gone in for her all night long.
72 apiece. UAB.
It has been an exciting second half. The scoring's picked up.
By the way, no individual is really in any kind of foul trouble. Walsh wins the tip. Look at Elise Harris, by the way, did not start the game, but she's in. Weathersby got fouled. She was off balance, picks up a foul. Rick Petrie coming unglued. Watch the feet. Spin, off balance, and then a foul. Brooklyn McDaniel, if she keeps her hand up, there's no foul to worry about. And meanwhile, Weathersby is an excellent free throw shooter. We've mentioned that.
Not the one you want to foul.
11 points, all in the second half. Red hot Elise Harris. Harris for three.
Good rebound there by Moore.
Shields. Walsh for three.
Coach Petrie not happy with his redshirt junior.
Look at the Shields on the reverse. The athleticism.
And that's what I think of when I think of her.
Harris thought about a three. Jack State inside. Oh, they did not get the N1. They were hoping for the N1. That will stop the clock. Weathersby with four. That's Randy Norton in overtime. Probably keeps her in. Yeah, she left her feet. Look at this free throw. I don't know if we got a camera on that.
This is
Brianna Rose. Never in my life. Far right side of the line on an angle. Coming into this game, a respectable. There's a camera angle right there. 4 out of 6 at the line. Look at this. She's a lefty shooter on the far right side. And she hits 1 of 2. And the Blazers lead by 2 in possession.
What do you do when you're a coach and your player comes and lines up like that at the end of practice? You're like, huh.
DeShields with the spin. She's in trouble. Moore. Back to DeShields. Schneringer. DeShields. Kick. Moore. Off balance, one-hander. No roll. Rebounded, gathered in by the Gamecocks. That was Kiara Griffin. Griffin looks a little tired. The Gamecocks using endurance. There's Harris. No bucket and no foul. every game we've done, men or women, have just been outstanding games.
We have not had a obvious winner.
No.
In a single game that we've covered so far this season.
Walsh. 3 with 3 seconds to go.
Good. Oh.
Moore, or Weathersby rather, went down hard. Moore went after the rebound as well. A foul is on Asen, so Asen must have pushed. There she is. And that's her fourth. That's a huge foul. Mm-hmm. A loose ball offensive opportunity for UAB, and Jacksonville State with a pretty big foul, sending a really good free throw shooter to the line.
They're already down by 2.
And by the way, what did we talk about Weathersby? Shut out in the first half, and we said she's a second half player.
And not even shut out in the first half, but barely gets minutes
I think
in the first half.
it was 2 minutes.
Yeah.
1 for 2 here, 3-point lead, which means the Gamecocks could tie it. So now Samaya Steele,
who is their second leading scorer, who we have not seen a lot of minutes out of tonight either, Kurt.
for the tie game. And UAB gets that long rebound, and Denham to Shields showing her athleticism, making sure she didn't turn it over. 1:44 to go.
UAB slowing it down now, going to eat some time off the clock, set up their offense.
Weathersby will set a screen, then roll. Back to Weathersby. From the paint, about an 8-footer that's going to miss.
That first look she had when she thought about it, I thought she should have taken that shot.
This is, again, remember, if they hit a 3, it will be a tie game.
Asen is, I can't tell if she got poked in the eye again or if her head's still hurting from that fall. I don't know if we have a replay or what, but she's going back in the locker room.
69 seconds remaining. There's your scoreboard. Jack State will have possession.
I wonder if they're going to put more time back on the clock from when she was hurt. Maybe not.
That's what I believe. That's why Rick Petrie was upset, trying to get the attention of the officials. We need to give a shout out to our officials who have done a marvelous job. Ed Sedlatsky, Tasha Smith, and Rob Fessler. Oh yeah, there you go. Asen.
In a lot of pain. A bloody lip.
Lyndon, you called it. That also could have been from the collision.
The collision earlier.
On the rebound.
I didn't get a look at her on this end of the court. Maybe she didn't notice it at first and then came down here on the offensive end trying to make a play. But yeah, eesh.
Rick Petrie diagramming a play for his Gamecocks.
Okay, I think we have a replay of maybe what happened. This was earlier. Weathersby doesn't have shoes. There's Asen down the right below the goal.
Okay, right there. She did get hit near the mouth.
Okay.
All right. Lyndon?
So just talked to the official, no flagrant incidental contact. So that's good news. And now just hope that.
Well, that's not good news for that guy.
Oh, no.
It's good news for the player. Or,
the player.
You know, but that guy wants technicals and free throws.
That is very true.
And things along those lines. He's got 69 seconds to go.
That's just me being happy that, you know,
Yeah,
no
one's
ill
hurt.
will.
All right, so it looks like 18 seconds to go in the shot clock. Rachel Johnson, well, Johnson was going to be the trigger, and instead it's Brooklyn McDaniel. Samaya Steele, who has not played a lot.
No, but she is their big three-point shooter they have on the court right now with Asen off.
Inside position, and a miss. And a brilliant play by Weathersby, not fouling.
Very disciplined play, especially coming from a freshman. Incredible second half from her. They're going to eat more time off the clock. Weathersby setting out way down low, the baseline.
Open look for Snaringer, leans in, can't hit. And here come numbers for the Gamecocks, 2-on-1. This is for the tie. A line drive won't do it. We're at 20 seconds. There's a Jacksonville State player on the ground, now a UAB player on the ground. Bodies all over the place.
They've both really left everything they have on the court tonight. Really impressed with how both of these teams came out from the beginning playing hard.
With all that, Mia Moore at the free throw line. And she has just made this a 2-possession game. She hits this, she'll tie her season high, and she has tied her career and season high 27 points, 2 possessions, a tall task for Jacksonville State. They do take the timeout. Lyndon, where did it go wrong for Jack State if they don't win this game?
Well, I think you could find a lot of things that went right for them in this game. They played it close all the time, but of course the thing that, went wrong is like UAB in the second half, you mentioned it, they were able to defend so much better than they did in the first half. So you just see a team that just couldn't go the distance really and find ways to get past that defense. But, I mean, overall, I thought JSU played a phenomenal game. They have really shot the ball well. But UAB, I would say in the second half, they were able to play better defense. They were shots, made 19 of them. JSU has only had 10, and they've made 5. 3 points right there. And in a close game like this, that matters and is the difference maker.
That's what's going to make it even tougher for Jacksonville State, because UAB is on fire from the line. They have to foul, but the question is, who do they foul? DeShields, Moore, and Weathersby, 3 of your 5 are well above average free throw shooters.
I mean, the only one that hasn't gone in the line is Snaringer. So maybe try to foul her.
Well, the backcourt of UAB has been so good tonight. They picked up the slack because it's really been a quiet game for 2 of the other starters, the forwards, Snaringer and Bershears. They have been quiet for the first time this year, but DeShields and
Bershears
Moore.
in the second half?
I can't remember, but she's got 4 points. That's it. We're at 8, and you get your foul at 8.8. Foul will be on Harris.
DeShields 5 of 6 from the free throw line tonight.
Shields has 2. That's a big one right there. So backcourt has just been explosive tonight for the Blazers, combining for 50 points. Move to 5-1 all non-conference games and 4-0 at home. And they're 8.8 seconds away. This will be a tough one for Jacksonville State.
A tough one for sure, but like I mentioned earlier when you asked what went wrong, well, a few things went wrong. A lot of things did go right for them as well. And if you're UAB and Coach Norton, you know, I'm kind of looking at, you found different ways to win in this game than you have in games past. And that has to make you feel confident in your team. We've had games past, you know, the bigs are getting it done, and not necessarily more, but a choir night scoring for DeShields in some of the past games, but she's really come alive tonight. 24 points to add to Moore's impressive offensive performance that we've seen so far this season. So it gives you that confidence that, you know, some of our players didn't maybe play their best, but we found a different way to win tonight if they can hold off the Gamecocks.
A long three, a second chance, and with 3 seconds to go, a foul called, and Weathersby will head to the free throw line. But we do have a injured Gamecock. That's Asia Barkley. And as I've pointed out before, you have to get a permission from the officials to get your trainer on the floor.
Maybe she just dinked her ankle, twisted it a little bit. She's limping off, so hopefully it's nothing like a high ankle sprain or anything that will keep her out.
Weathersby. What a luxury. Come off the bench, no points in the first half. Now 13 points and a great free throw shooter.
Man, automatic from the charity stripe. That is a luxury.
Samaya Steele does not shoot. UAB will get a very hard-fought win. 85-78. So in the overtime period, the Blazers outscored Jacksonville State 13-6. You know, this is the type of series and rivalry that we can only hope continues. Let's play these games, these teams in the future.
I loved it. I loved it. You could see the energy, the passion from the first tip. It continued. The game really went as good as it could have gone from an entertaining standpoint.
That's right. And that's what we are here for, entertainment. So for Lyndon Blake and our entire Down in Front production crew, led by Madison Parham, former Jacksonville State Gamecock Jeremiah